is related to consider gay community as vectors of transmission, and it's always an issue to try to influence their behavior, so they get tested as often as they can in order to get treated, as diagnosed and treated as soon as possible, and having the viral charge as low as possible.
Hi, my name is Monalia Smith, and I'm a public health student at the College of Charleston. And from visiting the Stop SIDA Center, I just learned a lot about how they actively participate within the LGBT community. Even their center is in the LGBT community, which you'll see at the end of the video. But they promote sexual health for the LGBT plus community, and they kind of do that with the volunteers for the most part, and that includes training them to do workshops. They have educators, and then they do different tests like SIDA testing for them and various other tests. And basically, from what Mr. Rubin said, their main thing in the present day is to make sure that the LGBT community feels like they have a home. So they keep in mind at Stop SIDA vulnerability factors, and how the LGBT plus community has been just kind of ostracized, and that's why they end up having their own communities like they did in the area that we went in. So at Stop SIDA, they also do community prevention strategies, and a lot of this includes campaigns. So these campaigns can be a variation of things, but they do have a hepatitis C campaign, and the man that's the leader of this is in Madrid, but it kind of goes all around Spain. And so he helped create this material, and it's just kind of their way of educating them, but not forcing them to stop their sexual activities. And that's something that I feel like all countries can learn from. And just the way they communicate things is a better way for most people, because most people don't like when you tell them what to do. They like when you give them the option, because when you give them the option, then they can kind of think about it on their own and see the facts that you're stating and see that you're out for their best interests. So some of the services they provide are HIV support, social service attention, financial services, sex and drugs, and that's like the chem support I talked about with therapy, which you can do through WhatsApp or even at their facility, HIV/AIDS testing, regular therapy, sex worker services for them that I mentioned. They train people that are in the community or not in the community that just want to help. They try to put out enterprises. And lastly, they do research, which is mostly social. So they do research on like problems in the LGBT community, which is nice to me because he stated like a lot of facts. He gave us a lot of facts about the community, and it was surprising to see like thousands of people like living with HIV and like how they've helped with that. And it's nice to see them working so hard, number one, because as far as HIV, they don't have PrEP, and PrEP is a drug that can help prevent you getting HIV if you used before you've done activities that could lead to HIV with someone else who is a carrier of it. And then number two, because they do not receive funding from the government, which I feel like is very sad, but the government does not like their approach. The government, of course, would like them to just say, hey, you guys need to stop doing this, but more so at Stop SIDA, they kind of make it free. And even when I do videos, which I'll put a link that you can go check out in the video, they put in videos that are kind of against the norm. They make them kind of comical, and they are in Spanish, but feel free to check out the link that I post later. So with their interventions, they have 463, and there's 2 hours every week, and this includes different cities in Spain. So like Casanova, Barcelona, New Chops. It's just different areas where they have their volunteers go out 2 hours every week, and there's 463 of those interventions, and I find that kind of amazing because, like I said, they don't receive government funding, so this has to cost a lot of money. And within those interventions, they give people pamphlets and stuff, and they also have provided 264 health cards within 2017, so I can only imagine what they're going to do in 2018. So Stop SIDA has actually changed locations 3 times, and now they are in the heart of what they call the gay community, which I'll include a clip in so you can kind of see where that lies. And they did this because, like I said, they want the gay community and people of the LGBT community to feel at home and have somewhere they can go that's in their area. So I feel like that was a good way of doing that, and it will help them feel comfortable and not as judged for going to possibly seek services. But they've changed their location at least 3 times because they needed more space as they added services. Lastly, their missions and values are the same. They've always held high, making sure people have their own choice and feel comfortable in their own skin, which I love because we're all people. So, like I said, I'll include the YouTube link, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video.